You're listening to Health Professional Radio. Today my guest in studio is Angela Tillmans, CEO of the Cerebral Palsy League. Now, Angela, welcome to Health Professional Radio.
Thanks, Wayne. It's great to be here.
Now, tell me a little bit about CPL.
CPL is a non-profit organisation that provides support services to more than 8,000 children and adults with disabilities in Queensland and Northern New South Wales. And what we really try to bring to our clients' lives is that freedom of choice, the opportunity to chase their passion and to support the life that they choose to live. So it's not just about providing services, it's about supporting people to live the life that they choose. And we've been doing that now for about 70 years across thousands of homes, schools, communities and workplaces. So we're pretty busy out there changing people's lives.
I can believe that. Now, that was 8,000 people just in your geographic footprint of southeast Queensland, northern New South Wales. Was that right?
That's right, yes. Not all of those have cerebral palsy. Many of our clients have other disabilities, and we use our expertise that we've had over the years in specialising in cerebral palsy, and we bring that to other people with perhaps very similar conditions, but not with cerebral palsy.
I see. Now, as you're aware, Angela, most of our audience are health professionals, and many of them are working in hospitals and in that sort of acute care setting. But we do get a broad audience as well. If there was one thing you could tell our listeners about CPL, what would that be?
That it's actually open to everyone. What we've discovered is that the skills that we have in supporting people with disability are absolutely the same skills that we need to support independent living for anyone in our community. So that could be people that are newly out of hospital but still need some support at home. It could be someone who's had an accident and just needs a bit of short-term support. Or it could be people who are aging but want to stay in their own home and want to have professionals come in and support them to live independently. So there's that side of it around supporting people to live that independent life. And the other area where we do a lot of work is in allied health. And what we've discovered is that while we've got fantastic skills for those people with very complex physical needs, especially in regards to mobility and communication, once again, it's open to everyone. So we're starting to see quite a lot of children now with mild disabilities or even a mild developmental delay that we're able to support and give them the benefit of our expertise. So what we're seeing is that we're no longer a disability service provider, I guess. What we're doing is out there just supporting a whole range of people to maximise their independence and to get the most out of their life.
That's a broader scope than I had in mind, I have to admit. Now, you're not a government organisation, are you? Do you work with government?
That's correct. We are a for-purpose organisation, so we're a registered charity in the old language, but a lot of our funding comes from government. So we turn over around about $80 to $90 million a year in services, and around about 80% of that is government funding at the moment. And so that's just programs that we run on behalf of government. Many of our clients have to go through a process to register so they can access those government programs. And I think that's why we're starting to see an increase in people just coming directly to us and buying our services, because they can buy exactly what it is that they want rather than getting locked into that government program.
I see. Now, Cerebral Palsy League is a name that I'm familiar with, having grown up in Queensland, but I notice now you're using CPL. Why the change?
It really does reflect our brand. We're an organisation that really does believe in choice, passion and life. And when we went to our clients saying, gee, a lot of you actually don't have cerebral palsy, our name isn't reflecting the work that we do. Mm-hmm. What is it that we should be calling ourselves? And we searched for a new name for many, many months, and I think any organisation that's been through that process knows how painful that is, and ours was painful. And in the end, it was actually our clients who said, but, you know, what this service really stands for is about giving us choice. and that, we can live the life that we want to live, and we want to really enjoy our lives and have fun. And we could use choice, passion, life, and CPL could stand for whether it be cerebral palsy for those that have cerebral palsy, or alternatively, using those initials to really demonstrate exactly what we stand for. And I'm very proud to say that came from our clients, and it was through those conversations around what do we call ourselves that came out. It also positions us very well for a very changing environment that we're about to see in the disability sector with the introduction of the National Disability Insurance Scheme.
Now, NDIS was very much on my list of things to talk to you about. It's been all over the news for a couple of years now. It's obviously right in your ballpark, given what you do. Tell us about NDIS and how it's going to affect you.
It will be the absolute biggest change to the disability sector, and even to Australia, I think, when you think about social welfare and human services, probably since the introduction of Medicare. It is that big. The NDIS means that there are real tangible change for people with disabilities and their families. And it really came out of a Productivity Commission review because there had been so many complaints to government about how the current system is just broken, it's fragmented, it wasn't delivering what people need. I mean, I'm sure you have a shower every day, Wayne. I certainly do. And what we were discovering is that many of our clients were only able to afford to have a shower 2 or 3 times a week, and that they weren't getting the funding that they needed. So we really needed to think about the amount of money that was going into disability in our country and what was the best way to use it. And it was that real shift in thinking about, instead of having to deliver everything via a government program, but by giving the money to the individual to control, not necessarily get their hands on the money, but for them to be directing where that money goes so that each individual gets an allocation and they, with some help and support, can decide where that money goes to make sure that they can achieve their life goals and ideally maximise what they can achieve. So ideally, if someone can get a job, that they are getting the support that they need to be able to get that job and to become a productive member of our society. So it is so exciting. It's exciting for the people with the disability, and it's also really exciting for a service like ours because we've been locked in for so long into delivering government programs that does have a good benefit. There's no doubt about that. But we could see there's so much more that we could do if the person was able to control it. And we're certainly heading towards that now.
It certainly does sound like a big change. You're listening to Health Professional Radio with Wayne Buckler. My guest in conversation today has been Angela Tillmans. And if you've just joined us, you can hear a transcript of this on our website and an audio file. Angela's the CEO of CPL, formerly known as the Cerebral Palsy League. Angela, it sounds like NDIS is going to absolutely change the landscape for you. What's the biggest misconception you find amongst your clients, patients, customers about the products and services that you have, and the misconception that drives you nuts and keeps you awake at night?
Oh boy, there's probably quite a lot. I think it's around how we can actually get the message across that we are a service for anyone. So anybody that needs specialist support in communication and mobility issues, it'd be great if they thought of us. Think of CPL, ring CPL to see what we can do to help you. Because at the moment, and this links back to the NDIS, where we constantly put barriers in our society and separate people with disability and put them into one segment, and we don't have able-bodied people and people with disabilities switching over and becoming just one society. And that's what we really want to see, is that we have an inclusive society. So you don't have a specialist disability provider that only serves people with disability. It's that we have people in our society that have specialist skills And whoever needs to access those specialist skills can do that, regardless of what their ability is. So that becomes invisible. You're just dealing with people that need support at a certain stage in their life to achieve an outcome that they want to achieve. So being able to get that message out there that CPL is for everyone is one of the hardest messages that we've got when we've got such a proud history of almost 70 years of delivering services only to people with disability. So that's a big challenge for us, and that we're working on at the moment.
It is indeed a long history, and with a little bit of luck today, we might have helped get a few more people in the sector aware of the change and thinking CPL. Angela, it's been a pleasure to talk to you this morning.
Thank you.
We will put a transcript of our chat up on our website at www.hpr.fm, and we'll put up a copy of the audio file. This is Wayne Buckler for Health Professional Radio.